Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Send your request into designs@patioheat.com for your personalized recommendation. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so we have this residential gazebo, and this is a pre-manufactured gazebo, I'm going to say. So the structural integrity I'm not quite sure about, but I'm sure that it can handle the weight of a couple of heaters. Let's go ahead and look at the overall dimensions of this gazebo. So you can see here we have a, let's go with the length and width here. We got 14 foot 10 and 3/8 to the outer edge of the post. And then we have a 10 foot 10 and 3/8 from this edge here to this edge on the post. We have a overall structural height of 10 foot 4 with a these beams here coming up at 7 foot 3. Now what I'm going to show here is the level of this beam coming across right here. I have that at 7 foot 9 off the finished floor. Not quite sure if that's the exact measurement, but give or take a few inches, and this will still be a practical application. You can see that we have a TV over here, and there's a fan. The fan I have at a 4 foot 4 diameter, and just so to note that I have this at 1 foot 5 and 1/4 inch off of the bottom of the beam to the bottom edge of the fan blades themselves. And I think that is about it as far as the dimensions are concerned. Let's go ahead and look at what you might want to place in here. So first of all, I'm going to show you just a single unit. And so let me turn off the clearance here. So the single unit would be a SlimLine 4,000 watt unit at this elevation. And you can see here that you know, with the SlimLine, the one nice thing about it is that you can, well, there's a few nice things about it, but in any case, mounting the unit, it makes it really easy. There's a channel that goes through this whole entire space here, and it allows you to slide the bracket so that you can match it up to, you know, your mounting positions a little bit easier. So you just would slide this to the left and right in order to make it fit onto what it is that you're trying to mount it to. And the same thing is true with this side here as well. There is a minimum and a maximum that you can slide it to, and that'll be in the instructions. So just bear that in mind. So what I did here essentially is I placed this centered within this span, and so you can see this from this point here. Centered is the center of the heater. And there are clearances, like I said before, that I turned off. So what I have here is we need 18 inches of clearance from this edge here to this beam coming across here, and that's below the heater. Just bear that in mind. And then above the heater itself, there's 6-inch clearance all the way around the heater. So from this edge here over and up is 6 inches, and same with this edge over here, over and up 6 inches, and the same is true on the ends as well. So you can see here 18 inches to this end here, and then 6 inches above the heater is the clearance zone, 36 inches down below the heater. Now with that fan, you can see that we're very close to meeting or not meeting the clearances. So the exact dimensions are kind of important. Also, just to note that you know, with the height of this beam here, you may have to bring it down an inch or so, and then, you know, of course, making sure that we're 18 inches, you know, from this actual wood surface here. So just bear that all in mind. And yeah, I think that's about it for this clearance area. Let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. So footprint of heat, you can see we're only heating a small portion of the patio here. You could angle the heater in, however, then you would start to manipulate the clearance below into the fan blade. Now, the fan blades are metal fan blades, they're non-combustible, so we wouldn't have to worry about that. So that's just something to think about as well. Also, the actual height does matter, because when you angle the heater again, if the height of the fan blade is a little bit higher, then you might be out of that clearance zone by angling the heater towards the inside of the covered area here. But as you can see, this would be good for just this one seating area here in the middle, and that'll be that. So let's go ahead and look at a separate option, and let me just turn that off, and we'll go to mounting 2 units. One on, I have it on this beam coming across here, and one coming across here. And I should also probably mention that the beams that I have here, I think I have some dimensions on this. Let's see here. Yeah, over here we have I have the center to center on the beams at 1'11", and then I have a 2-inch beam coming across here. So just bear that in mind. If that's true or not, I'm not quite sure, but to be exact, obviously I need the exact dimensions of a structure. So but in any case, there's 2 4,000 watt units, and if I didn't mention that before, the other unit I showed was a 4,000 watt unit as well. They're mounted at the same height, so that's 7'9" off the finished floor, and I've placed them so that we're 18 inches off of this edge of the fan blade. Let's go ahead and look at that here. So I'm 18 inches off the fan blade, and again, if we looked at the dimensions, so here's the actual true dimension of the fan, and so we're just making that clearance just barely. So it's important to know exactly what that clearance is. Now, another thing I'm going to show you is that I do have this heater at an angle, so it's about a 5-degree tilt towards the inner side of the patio, and same with this one over here. Now, another thing I want to mention is I'm going to turn off this dimension, or excuse me, the clearance here, and then also you can see that the bracket I have, based on the dimension that I've placed, you can see that we're not quite on that beam. So what you may want to do is put a block up on this side here to allow another attachment point. So a screw in here to go into this beam, and then a screw would go into the bottom edge here, going up into that bracket and into this little block here. And that block could be a little bit larger than what I show here, which is approximately about a 1/2 inch wide. However, based on the fact that you need to make that clearance area over here, you may want to make that a little bit different so that you can meet those clearances. All right, so let's see if there's anything else. I'm going to go ahead and turn that dimension off again, and then we'll go ahead and look at the footprint of heat on this particular application, which would be much better. So another thing you can see that I have these heaters centered within the left and right span of this side of the patio. Let's go ahead and look at one other dimension that I did not mention, and let's see if I can grab a hold of this. So this beam to this beam here, I have that at, let's see here, 7'8". So if that isn't true, if it's a little bit wider, it'd be a little bit better. However, if it's a little bit shorter, then you're going to really need to make sure that you meet those clearances, utilizing a block or something of that nature. So let me turn that off, and then just go ahead and look at that overall footprint of heat. Again, it is more centrally located, so that back here it might not be the most ideal. So this is infrared light waves, and infrared light waves is just like a flashlight. If you pointed it down to the ground, you get a footprint of heat or a footprint of light. And the closer you go, the more tighter that becomes. This is give you an example here. If I took this heater and I moved it down a little bit further to the ground, you can see how it tightens up that that beam to the floor, so it makes it a tighter location. However, and the higher you go, obviously, the wider that beam becomes. But here we got a area of the seating position here. I have it right up against the back edge of this beam here. If it's a colder day, you could easily just move that chair in just a few inches and be in that light beam. But the light beam does, infrared light beam does go further than what I'm showing. It's just this is the ideal footprint of heat. So, all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you'd like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, not monetize. YouTube does not promote our channel in any way unless we receive a thumbs up from our viewers. We truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have an excellent day.